okay. You live in my dream state. We look at my fantasy.
Hey, what's up everybody? It's your man TA from Epic Viral here, and we're diving deep into the iPhone 16e. Apple calls it the most affordable iPhone yet with their latest AI features. But is it really a steal or are we getting tricked? Let's break it down. The 16e sits in a weird spot. It's not the cheapest, but it's definitely not the flagship. It's like that middle child trying to find its place. The question is, does it succeed? We've been using it for a while now, and honestly it's a mixed bag. On the one hand you get some cool new stuff, on the other hand Apple cuts some corners, and those cuts, they might be deal breakers for some. We're going to unpack all of that right now, so stick around to find out if the iPhone 16e is worth your hard-earned cash. Alright, let's pop the hood and see what's powering this thing. The iPhone 16e is packed with some impressive hardware that makes it a formidable device in the smartphone market. The 16e rocks the A18 Bionic chip. This chip is a powerhouse designed to handle everything from everyday tasks to the most demanding applications. Same as the 16 and 16 Plus. This means you're getting top-tier performance across the board, no matter which model you choose. No complaints here. It's a beast of a processor. Apps open fast, games run smooth, multitasking is a breeze, and you can switch between apps without any hiccups. You're not going to see any lag here. Whether you're playing the latest games or streaming high-definition videos, the performance is consistently smooth. The display is a 6.1-inch Super Retina XDR. This display technology offers stunning visuals with deep blacks and vibrant colors. Sounds familiar? That's because it's the same one from the iPhone 14, 15, and 16. Apple has been using this display for a few generations now. It's a good display, don't get me wrong. The colors are vibrant and it gets plenty bright, making it easy to use even in direct sunlight. Colors are vibrant and it gets plenty bright. The brightness levels are impressive, ensuring that you can see your screen clearly in any lighting condition. But come on Apple, a little refresh wouldn't hurt. We've seen this display before, and while it's good, it's starting to feel a bit dated. And then there's the notch. The infamous notch that has been a staple of iPhone design for years. Yes, the notch is still here in 2025. It's a bit surprising that Apple hasn't moved on from this design choice yet. I know. It's like that one friend who never wants to leave the party. It's time for a change, Apple. It's time to move on, Apple. Dynamic Island or bust. The notch has had its time, and now it's time for something new and innovative. Overall, the performance is solid, no doubt about it. The A18 Bionic chip ensures that everything runs smoothly, and the device handles all tasks with ease. But the lack of any real upgrades in the display department is a bit disappointing. Apple, we love the performance, but we also crave some visual innovation. Let's talk cameras. The 16e comes with a single 48-megapixel wide camera. Now, on paper, that sounds pretty good. And to be fair, it takes decent photos, especially in good lighting. But here's the kicker. It lacks some key features. No telephoto lens, no LiDAR scanner, and most importantly, no sensor shift stabilization. That means your videos might end up looking a little shaky. Not ideal for the aspiring TikTok stars out there. Look, I get it, it's a budget phone. But the camera is one area where you don't want to skimp. And honestly, compared to the competition, the 16e's camera just doesn't cut it. Now, let's talk software. The 16e ships with iOS 18, and the big focus here? You guessed it, AI. Apple's gone all in on AI with this release. We've got Image Playground for some next-level image editing, writing tools that help you craft the perfect email or essay. And then there's Cleanup, which lets you remove unwanted objects from your photos like magic. These AI features are genuinely impressive. They're intuitive, they're powerful, and they just work. It's clear that Apple sees AI as the future. And you know what? They might be right. But here's the thing, these AI features are not exclusive to the 16e. You can get them on other iPhones running iOS 18. So while they're cool, they're not a reason to buy this phone specifically. Section 5. Missing in action features we expected but didn't get. Alright, let's talk about what's missing. It's always a bit of a letdown when you anticipate certain features in a new device only to find out they didn't make the cut. And this time there are quite a few omissions that have left us scratching our heads. And there's a lot to unpack here. First up, no MagSafe. I know, right? MagSafe has been a game changer for many, offering a convenient way to snap on chargers and accessories. Its absence in the latest model is quite surprising. It's 2025, and Apple's budget phone doesn't support their own wireless charging standard. This feels like a step backward, especially when other brands are pushing forward with innovative charging solutions. That means no snapping on chargers or accessories. For those who have invested in MagSafe accessories, this is a significant drawback. It disrupts the seamless experience Apple is known for. It just feels like a weird omission. You'd expect Apple to maintain consistency across their product lines, but this decision leaves us puzzled. Then there's the lack of an ultra-wideband chip, also known as UWB. This one's a biggie. UWB has been touted as the future of precise location tracking and seamless device interaction. We'll dive deeper into why this is such a big deal in a bit, but for now, just know that this missing chip limits the 16E's capabilities in some key areas. Without UWB, features like AirTag precision finding and enhanced AirDrop are compromised. But for now, just know that this missing chip limits the 16E's capabilities in some key areas. It's not just about the tech specs, it's about the user experience and the potential for future innovations. And finally, no mmWave 5G support. This is another significant omission, especially for those in urban areas where mmWave 5G is becoming more prevalent. You're stuck with the slower sub-6 GHz 5G. While sub-6 GHz 5G is still faster than 4G, it doesn't offer the blazing speeds and low latency that mmWave promises. Again, not a deal breaker for everyone, but it's something to keep in mind. If you're someone who relies on the fastest internet speeds for streaming, gaming, or other data-intensive tasks, this could be a limitation, especially if you live in an area with mmWave coverage. The difference in speed and performance can be quite noticeable, and it's a shame that this feature didn't make it into the latest model. These missing features all point to one thing: cost cutting. It's clear that Apple is trying to hit a specific price point, but at what cost? The absence of these features makes the device feel less premium. Apple's clearly trying to hit a price point here. While affordability is important, it shouldn't come at the expense of essential features that enhance the user experience. But in doing so, they've sacrificed some essential features that make the iPhone, well, an iPhone. It's a delicate balance between cost and functionality, and this time it feels like Apple may have tipped the scales too far in one direction. Section 6. The UWB debacle, a small chip with big consequences. Okay, let's talk about this UWB thing. Ultra-wideband, or UWB, is a technology that has quietly become a cornerstone of modern smartphones, especially in the Apple ecosystem. It's not just a fancy term, it's a game changer in how we interact with our devices and the world around us. Why is it such a big deal? Well, UWB enables precise location tracking and communication between devices. Imagine being able to find your lost keys down to the exact spot they're hiding, or seamlessly sharing files with a simple gesture. Well, UWB is what powers some of Apple's coolest features. Features like AirDrop, precision finding, and car keys. These aren't just gimmicks. They are functionalities that make our lives easier and more connected. Without UWB, your AirDrop experience is going to be less magical. Instead of instant file sharing, you might find yourself waiting and hoping the connection doesn't drop. You won't be able to use those fancy new features like name drop and proximity AirDrop. These are the features that make sharing contacts and files as easy as a tap or a wave. And good luck finding your lost AirTags with any sort of accuracy. The precision that UWB offers is unparalleled, and without it, you're back to playing a frustrating game of hot and cold. And forget about using your iPhone as a car key. This futuristic feature that lets you unlock and start your car with your phone, it's one of those conveniences you don't appreciate until it's gone. Yeah, that futuristic feature that lets you unlock and start your car with your phone, not happening on the 16E. Imagine the frustration of standing next to your car, phone in hand, and realizing you can't get in, not happening on the 16E. This exclusion feels like a step backward in a world that's moving forward with smart technology. Look, UWB is not just some niche technology, it's becoming increasingly common. From smart home devices to advanced security systems, UWB is setting the standard for connectivity and precision. And for Apple to exclude it from their budget phone in 2025, it's a puzzling decision that leaves many of us scratching our heads. It just feels like a slap in the face to consumers. We've come to expect innovation and convenience from Apple, and this move seems to contradict that legacy. In a world where technology is supposed to make our lives easier, this feels like a step in the wrong direction. Section 7, to buy or not to buy, the 16E dilemma. So, the million-dollar question, should you buy the iPhone 16e? Honestly, it's a tough one. On the one hand, it's the most affordable iPhone with Apple's latest AI features, and those AI features are seriously impressive. But on the other hand, you're missing out on a lot. No MagSafe, no UWB, no M-Wave 5G, and the camera, while decent, is nowhere near as good as what you'd find on the competition. It all comes down to your priorities. If you're on a tight budget and you absolutely need an iPhone with the latest iOS, then the 16e might be worth considering. But if you can stretch your budget a little, there are better options out there. Section 8. Alternatives to the 16e, exploring your options. So if the 16e isn't doing it for you, what are your alternatives? Well, for starters, you could look at the iPhone 15 or even the 16. Yeah, they're more expensive, but you're getting a lot more for your money. You get MagSafe, you get UWB, you get a better camera system, and you're still getting the same great iOS experience. Plus, with the release of the 16e, you might be able to find some pretty sweet deals on the older models, and if you're open to switching to the Android side, well, the possibilities are endless. There are tons of great Android phones out there at various price points, many of which offer features that the 16e lacks. Section 9. Final verdict. Is the iPhone 16e worth your hard-earned cash? Alright, it's time for the final verdict. Is the iPhone 16e worth it? Honestly, not really. It's not a bad phone, but it's not a great phone either. It's stuck in this weird middle ground where it's not cheap enough to be a no-brainer budget pick and not good enough to justify its price tag. Apple's clearly trying to appeal to the budget-conscious consumer with the 16e. But in doing so, they've created a phone that feels like a compromise, and nobody likes a compromise, right? So, there you have it. The iPhone 16e, a phone that's long on promises but short on delivery. Do yourself a favor and explore your options before you drop your hard-earned cash on this one. Peace out.